The rise of Great Britain as a dominant global power can be traced back to the late 16th and early 17th centuries, during a period often referred to as the Age of Discovery. This era marked the beginning of Britain's maritime expansion, driven by a burgeoning interest in exploration and trade. The defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588 was a pivotal moment, as it significantly enhanced England's naval capabilities and reputation. This victory, coupled with the advent of overseas trading ventures like the British East India Company founded in 1600, set the stage for Britain's emergence as a leading naval and colonial power. Throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, Britain capitalized on its maritime prowess to establish a vast colonial empire, which included possessions in North America, the Caribbean, Africa, and Asia. The Act of Union in 1707, which unified England and Scotland into Great Britain, further solidified its economic and political stability. The 18th century witnessed Britain becoming the world's premier colonial power, largely through its victories in a series of global conflicts, including the Seven Years' War, 1756-1763. These victories allowed Britain to amass an even greater array of colonial territories. The Industrial Revolution, which began in the late 18th century, was another cornerstone in Britain's rise. It transformed British society and the global economic landscape, propelling Britain to unprecedented heights of industrial production and technological innovation. This era saw the mechanization of industries and the expansion of the British Empire's influence through the control of international trade routes and the exploitation of colonial resources. The 19th century is often regarded as the pinnacle of British imperial power, frequently dubbed the Pax Britannica, or British Peace. During this period, Britain boasted the largest empire the world had ever seen, and its navy controlled most of the world's oceans. This global dominance facilitated the spread of British culture, language, legal systems, and economic policies across continents. The British Empire played a crucial role in shaping international relations, commerce, and law, leaving a lasting impact on the modern world. The effects of British imperialism were manifold and varied across the territories it encompassed. On one hand, the British Empire was instrumental in the spread of technological and industrial advances, the development of infrastructure, and the introduction of modern educational systems in many parts of the world. On the other hand, it also led to significant disruption of local economies, cultures, and societies through exploitation, cultural imposition, and sometimes brutal colonial rule. The early 20th century, however, marked the beginning of the decline of British imperial power. The financial strains of World War I, 1914-1918, followed by the economic depression of the 1930s, weakened Britain's economic standing. The catastrophic effects of World War II, 1939-1945, which left Britain financially and physically devastated, further accelerated this decline. Post-World War II, the process of decolonization began in earnest, as many of Britain's colonies sought and gained independence. The Indian subcontinent's partition and subsequent independence in 1947 symbolized the rapid dissolution of the British Empire. This period saw the transformation of the empire into the Commonwealth of Nations, with former colonies becoming independent states maintaining varying degrees of political association with Britain. By the mid-20th century, Britain had transitioned from a global empire to a modern nation-state with a focus on developing its European and transatlantic relationships. The Suez Crisis of 1956 starkly illustrated Britain's reduced influence on the global stage, marking the definitive end to its status as a superpower. The legacy of Britain's imperial era is complex and remains a subject of considerable debate and analysis. Its impact on world history includes significant contributions to global culture, science, and politics, but is also marred by its roles in the slave trade, exploitation, and cultural hegemony. In conclusion, the rise and fall of Great Britain as a world power profoundly influenced the course of global history. From its dominance in international trade and politics during the colonial period to its role in pioneering industrialization, Britain's historical trajectory has left indelible marks on world civilization, both positive and negative. The effects of British rule continue to be felt and debated in the former colonies and beyond, reflecting the profound and lasting influence of this once unparalleled empire.